Here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you another relationship talk video, and in the background I will be doing some gameplay of Friday the 13th. Now, in this one, I'm going to be pretty much talking about, how exactly do you move on? You know, how long should you have when, between, moving on from your last relationship, your last boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, you know, and the thing is, for everyone, it's different. And in my opinion, I think if you're able to find, someone who's better for you the very next day, then so be it. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, there's will be a smoking video. But now, like I was saying, you know, the time in between from one relationship to another really just depends on you. But the thing is, in between that time frame, you're gonna have to expect a lot of horrible emotions. You're gonna be feeling lonely. You're gonna be feeling miserable. You're gonna be feeling, just straight out like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do? Where do I go? Hey, and you'll be wondering, what exactly do I go and where do I go from there? Kind of like thing. And with me, what helped me was just pretty much remembering all the really fucked up shit that my ex did to me. And what made it easy for me to pretty much never take her back or ever deal with her in that kind of way, shape, or form again is primarily the continuous reminder of, I gave her so many chances and opportunities beforehand and never changed. And even to this day, even with the fact that we're no longer together, and she claims that she regrets all mistakes that she did that pretty much caused the fail of our relationship. Now, thankfully, me and her actually get along, thank God, compared to me and my other ex, which is like still making me highly contemplate just deleting my Facebook, but I can't do that. Too many family members that I need to show pictures of my son because they miss him. But anyways, just remembering all the really fucked up shit. You can still remember all the good things, but at the same time, you might want to try to focus on all the really stuff that's yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to deal with you no more. Kind of stuff. That right there helps you move on and get past all the really, really, really just miserable emotions of feeling alone and just unwanted and, just a lot of just not good feelings. Which, in between that time of moving on, you will continuously feel those emotions, every day. It'll be a constant thing, and it sucks. Trust and believe me, I deal with it all the time. And I highly suggest talking to someone about it, because usually talking helps. That's why I do these videos. Actually doing these videos and, giving advice kind of helps me because it helps get off all the shit that I deal with off my chest. Because I deal with shit daily when it comes to either my ex, my son's mom, or my other ex, who is just a psycho stalker now. I'd be mean to her, or I can't say be mean to her, but I'd say ignore her. She thinks that's being mean, but then when I actually be nice to her, she thinks it means that I'm trying to take her back. It's like, I'm just trying to be friends, but damn it, okay, fine. And it's like a really repeating process, because I've blocked her out on how many times, on how many different, ones she's created. But to no avail, she continues to create them, so it's like, okay, no point on deleting them no more. No point on blocking them, so it's like, okay. You get does he what?
One second.
But man, and I even told her it's like I want to move on. I have no issue moving on, and that's what I want because I know if I'm able to move on, I won't be miserable no more. I'll actually be happy because now I'm no longer dwelling on all the stupid fucked up emotions that have been really screwing me the fuck over. And it's moving on and getting past, being with her and talking to her and everything else, and finding someone else that I can actually be with and talk to, will be a lot better. Like, I mean, like right now, she won't stop messaging me. It's like, you know, it's like I can either sit there and ignore her, or I can sit there and message her. Either way, I don't win, and either way, I'm gonna get annoyed, and it sucks. And she just doesn't know when to quit. Her and her family, sadly. And I mean, I don't want to be mean to any of them, but at the same time, it's like, you can't sit there and just take shit at the same time. But, that's why moving on and getting past this kind of shit, because, like, she's already declared that she's not going to move on. I even told her, well, that's your choice, but I am moving on. I mean, I am going to look for someone else. There's no point on me sitting here and dwelling on stuff that, I know ain't going to happen. And no point on even caring about it.
What could happen?
God dang my nose.
What was that, me?
Dwelling on past shit is what will make you miserable and completely, like, just hate life. That's why getting past all that, looking towards something better, finding something better, whether it be, hobbies, friends, new relationship, what the fuck ever, whatever is helping you get past that annoying, just like lonely and miserable feeling, because that sucks. But, like I said, moving on isn't hard. And, getting past that, and, there you go. And just remember all the fucked up shit. That's usually the best way to actually get past somebody, is just remember all the fucked up shit they did to you. And especially if all the fucked up shit they did to you, like, outweighs all the good shit. Holy fuck. That should definitely make it a hell of a lot easier. That's why it's like, with my two past relationships I had within at least the last 6 years, it's like, damn. Yeah, nope. I mean, one woman I spent 5 years with, and, like, she just was a complete and total bitch. That was my son's mom. But yet, I'm friends with her, but that's primarily because I kind of have to be. But my other ex, I'm trying to be friends with her just because, I don't want to be mean. Even though she's the one who broke up with me, but that was her choice. But still, it's like, fuck. Now it's like I'm contemplating. I'm like, just like, no, fuck it. I'm just not gonna be friends with her no more. Can't do it. Because, like, that's the thing about moving on is, if you do find somebody, the one thing about moving on and continuously moving on is actually keeping your exes away from your current girlfriend or boyfriend. And that also means, not having full-on contact with them, meaning not texting them or messaging them every day, all day, much like what my ex does. It's like, I'm prepared and ready to move on. If you're not, it's fine, I understand, it's cool, I can respect that. But the thing is, I am. And she just doesn't understand that. I mean, which is why I'm trying to be as friendly with her as possible, but she's really making it hard. Her and her family. It's like every day they message me, and they make it seem like, because I'm being nice to her, I'm gonna take her back. But like, what the fuck? And it's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, they're all nice people. But it's like, understand that I'm not taking her back. She treated me like crap, she constantly accused me of shit, and then she finally broke up with me. After like the umpteenth millionth time of breaking up with me, I finally decided to say, fuck it, I ain't doing it no more. Can't blame me for that. I mean, she wasn't, like, as bad as my last ex, my son's mom, which is why I'm trying to be friends with her. Because, I mean, we didn't break up on bad terms, but at the same time, I mean, we still broke up. And once I break up with someone, I generally try to keep it that way because I don't want to deal with bullshit. And usually if someone acts one way and continuously does it, especially after you vocally tell them that you don't like it and it upsets you, and they continuously do it, then that's a massive sign that you shouldn't even have anything to do with that person. At least not in that sense. That's what I've learned. It's like, yeah, no, fuck it. My ex was the same way. So like, no. That's why it's to the point where I just learned to accept, shit will happen.
Can I check my Facebook?
Is that real? This can't be real.
Facebook must be Allie.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah. She finally gonna show up?
She better.
But yeah, just like, moving on is not a hard thing. And for the most part, it's a better thing for most people. Because who knows, like, you might find somebody that actually will be beneficial to you and your life. It's happened to several people. And all it just comes down to is actually having the courage to actually want to move on. And actually just get past all the just emotional bullshit. That's where I've learned to let go. It's like, to remember all the bad is always good, because then you would let go. Not to be upset about it is, like, pretty much the hard part. But still remembering that, it's more than likely going to be a thing that's going to happen over and over again. Because I fight the lonely, miserable feelings quite a bit, like on a daily basis, and it really sucks. And, it will always be that way for most people. All the way up until you actually find someone who's actually treat you right. Oh shit, my bad. And when you finally find that one person who's actually going to treat you right, and you finally find out what it actually feels like, it's a whole different feeling. Yeah, I wouldn't know, because I actually technically haven't found anyone like that. I haven't really found any girlfriends that actually treated me the right way. But at the same time, I'm not going to, like, give up on the opportunity or chance, because it could happen. It just comes down to if I'm lucky enough to find someone who's smart enough to actually look at the fact that, I'm actually worth it. I may not be the richest dude in the world, I might not be, the most handsome, but at the same time, you know what? I try. I know exactly what I want out of life. I know what I want to do. And I know where I'm going. It just coming out to figure out how exactly I'm going to get there. That and finding someone who is actually willing to actually be a mother to my son and deal with my ex, who she isn't really that bad to deal with. It just comes down to if I can find someone that she gets along with. That's going to be the difficult part. If I can find someone that she gets along with, because my last person I dated, she just hated her, like, with a passion. Which caused so much issues. Kind of another reason why I'm happy I'm not with Isa no more, because that means I'm not dealing with the fact that Stacy's, like, fighting with me on, like, a constant basis. So I was, like, really just, like, tired of that. I couldn't deal with that no more. I was like, no, fuck this. But now she gets along with me. At least we'll see for however long, because she's always up and down. And that's the other sucky part about that, is like, dealing with my ex is like always the fact that she's always up and down. She never knows whether she's actually gonna like to get along with me or not. I mean, I have no problem getting along with her at all. It's just like I'm actually always trying to get along with her. Just every once in a while she gets a random wild hair up her ass to the point where she starts yelling at me. This is another reason why me and her wouldn't work out, which is exactly why I would never take her back. I mean, getting mad at someone's one thing, but oh shit. But I mean, constantly being upset with someone just over like some stupid shit. Come on now. When you can easily just talk to them like an adult. But, you know, like I'm saying, you may be feeling miserable and lonely and all that right now, but as soon as you actually do find that one person who makes you feel like you're wanted and makes you feel like you're cared about, you know, don't be afraid that, you know, oh, hey, what if they might be just like my ex, or what if they might be like the last one, or whatever. Because, I mean, you'll think that. I mean, you know, I'm not saying you won't, but at the same time, don't let it stop you. Don't let, like, negative feelings and everything else like that, you know, stop you from finding out what could actually be a good thing. I'm never going to stop trying no matter what. No matter how long it takes. And trust and believe me, I've heard some fucked up shit recently, which have really depressed me to the point to where it's like I actually wanted to just say, fuck it, I don't want to do it no more. Like, you know, hearing from a grown-ass woman who's older than you that, you know, women aren't going to want to have kids with you or be with you because you have a handicapped son is, like, really fucked up. And it was, like, literally a punch in the gut. It sucked. And, I mean, I still think about it every once in a while, and it still, like, really, like, kind of puts me down, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that's just her opinion. That's not every other person's opinion. That's just her opinion, because she decided to be a bitch. But at the same time, you know, there will be a majority of people who will feel the same exact way, so it's like, fuck. That, and in this generation, most people, all they want to do is just, you know, hook up and just have fun. So, most people don't want to actually, you know, raise a kid or actually be around. Which I kind of, you know, I don't blame them, because, I mean, it's not necessarily that much fun, but I mean, I enjoy spending time with my kid. Hearing him run around the house just being a goofball actually excites me and makes me happy. I guess that just makes me weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like going out to the movies, going out to eat and stuff, but I mean, bars and clubs and whatnot, no. Parties, no. Unless it's like a good couple of friends and we're all like chilling at the house, smoking some weed, drinking some alcohol, just chilling, having fun. That I can do. But stupid parties where drama's gonna erupt and stupid shit, no. I'm too old for that crap. Because once drama starts, that's when, you know, people start getting issues and they show up your house and they want to fight, and then, you know, oh, hey, guess what? No. And I can tell you this much, anyone who ever threatens the fact of me ever having custody of my son, they ain't gonna be on this earth for very much longer. Fuck that. I'd rather have my son always other than deal with some stupid bullshit. Which is kind of why I also kind of keep to myself, which is also kind of like the worst way to actually try to move on. Because I don't suggest that. I suggest being social. But at the same time, be careful. Well, like, ultimately, mainly because, you know, one, on who you bring to your home, if you ever bring anyone to your home. At the same time, you know, try not to go to parties as much because, like I said, drama, and that could get you in trouble to the point to where CPS or child services will show up to your house, and that would not be good. If they see a single parent having the time to go out and go to a party, but yet not do certain things that are required, yeah. That's why, in my opinion, if you're a parent, you know, if you're going out, you're generally going out with your kids, or you're going out with your spouse, or I should say, actually, girlfriend or boyfriend, depending on your circumstances. And in this day and age, it's mainly dudes that are actually the single parents. It's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is so true.
And it sucks. Because the thing is, most young women don't want to date single fathers because, like, single fathers have to find a babysitter. They have to, you know, have to be home by a certain time, much like how single moms used to. And it's like a massive turnoff for most younger women nowadays. And older women, which I've been finding out recently. And it sucks. It's like, okay. And most of them, all they want to do...
My dad always said that it was like it's been on for the long.
Back in the day, yeah. And I thought so, too. Back when my mom was when my mom was a single mom, oh yeah, oh yeah. Single fathers were like sought after because they were sought to be responsible. They had a good head on their shoulders. More than likely had income.
My dad always said my mom was
Mama was there, but not like there. Yeah.
my mom wasn't there.
Well, my mom was doing a whole bunch of shit too. Just behind closed doors. My dad wasn't around though. He was in prison and then he ran to Alaska after he got out of prison. Never even bothered to check to see how I was doing or what was going on with me, which kind of sucked. But I don't blame him though. He got clean. He don't do drugs no more, like my mom's dude still does. Shit, my mom's damn near almost 50. My mom was 18 when I was born. That's one thing I broke from my family, other than me being a graduate of high school, unlike both my parents. I graduated high school unlike they did. I also didn't have a kid until my upper 20s. Well, technically 21. Shit. What else? Oh, I've never been actually arrested.
You've never been arrested?
Well, I've been arrested. I've just actually never been charged and or sent to jail.
Oh my god.
Yep. Because they've never ever been able to keep shit on me. I've been so lucky that they've never really ever keep anything on me. So I got lucky. I'll definitely own up on that one. I got lucky. But yeah, that's my roommate. She's a good girl, but at the same time, she's one of those girls who don't date like guys like me. So, yeah. Damn. Oh yeah. But, you know, like I was saying, when you remember all the negative shit, and when you think of what you want out of like all the negative shit that's happened, when you think of, you know, how you want someone to treat you, how you treat them, how you want people to be thoughtful and caring and make you feel special and all that kind of stuff, you know, look for somebody like that. Don't give up. And when you do find someone like that, you know, don't be afraid to actually give them a chance. Even if they seem like the nice guy or nice girl, you know, even if they seem shy, still like try to get to know. And I mean, if they seem shy, make the first move. Whether you're a guy or a girl, make the first move. I mean, if you like them, at least see what could happen. And if they're mature enough, nothing will change between you two. And if they're adult enough, nothing definitely will change between you two, even if you guys are friends. Because I mean, my opinion, I had this huge crush in high school. I met this girl. I had a crush on her for about 3 years. Like 3 years, I had this huge crush on her, and I let her know how I felt about her. I let her know quite often, you know, through messages on MySpace, back when MySpace was actually around, and actually talking to her because me and her were friends. And I always told her, you know, how I felt about her. I told her, you know, that I was in love with her and I cared about her, and, you know, all the dudes that she's always gone out with treat her like shit, and, you know, I wouldn't do that. I'd actually treat her right, and I'd treat her good and all that. But, you know, like always, she went after the dudes who, you know, continuously treat her like shit. And, you know, even to this day, I'm still friends with her, even despite with the fact that she knew how I felt about her. And, you know, she decided to, later on, after my feelings kind of dissipated, because after 3 years, you know, you kind of tend to get tired of waiting. And I was like, okay, well, you know, fine, I'm going to just move on now. She's made it abundantly clear, you know, shooting me down several times to the point where I was like, okay, fine. And, you know, finally after graduation, on the day that I was finally graduating and I was, you know, no longer going to school, she finally decided to try to, you know, I wouldn't say hook up with me, but, you know, date me. It was like, you know, sorry, but you didn't want anything to do with me. I mean, my feelings are gone now. I mean, I still talk to her every once in a while. But, I mean, I'm still friends with her. And that's the thing, I mean, your feelings for someone, whether you like them and you want to date them, and they shoot you down, should not change if you're really, really good friends with them. If you actually care about them, you know, their happiness would actually really matter to you. Whether they're happy with you or happy with someone else. And it is really hard to come across people who are actually completely mature that way. Honestly, which is why most people choose to lie and like kind of like hide and keep certain feelings and emotions secret. But at the same time, you know, when you're an adult, you have to at least be able to be willing to share all that kind of stuff, because if you're able to and you find someone who's actually that mature, well, then there you go. That's someone definitely to keep around, whether as a friend or as a good spouse. And don't ever expect to find someone perfect. There's like quite literally no such fucking thing. All you should strive for is to find a good person. Quite literally someone you know who is quite respect what you want out of life, will, you know, actually talk to you about what they want out of the relationship, what they expect out of the relationship, what they expect out of you, meaning whether it be, you know, what kind of career / job you're going to end up having or wanting, whether you want kids or marriage in the future, you know, things like that. That's the kind of the purpose of a whole relationship. Nowadays, most people think of a relationship as, you know, oh, we're going to hook up and oh, we're going to have babies. Well, yeah, but at the same time, you know, you have to build a life. You have to see where it's going to go. You shouldn't just have kids and then, oh shit, stuff falls apart. Trust me, or you'll be in a situation like me. Spending like an entire year being miserable and alone. Trust me, not fun.
Is there any way I can use your phone?
Yeah. Call Allie?
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me. You don't want to waste time sitting there miserable and alone wasting time. It ain't fun. I've done it, and, you know, that's where I come to the point where I'm ready to move on, and it's like I'm tired of just sitting here being miserable and alone. Like, I know once I find that one person, it's going to go away. And that's the only way to get rid of it, truthfully. But finding that person and actually finding the one who's actually, you know, willing to actually try is really hard. And for anyone who's willing to do that, you know, I wish you luck. And if you're actually able to find them, you know, congratulations. Just trust me, it's hard, and it sucks. And, you know, if you find someone, just try to be patient about it. Because who knows, maybe their eyes will open, you never know. I mean, I thought so with that one girl, but it never happened, so I'm still, you know, skeptical. And with all the failed relationships that I've had, and I've had about 10 overall relationships, and each one sucked in their own way. So it's like, you know, after all that time of, you know, being cheated on, lied to, not every single one I've been cheated on, but the majority of them, yeah. The majority of them I've been lied to, been catfished a couple times. So it's like, you know, dealing with that makes you really, really hard to trust people. Makes it really hard for you to actually trust anyone or anything in general when it comes to, you know, your relationships. Especially when it comes to sharing shit. I mean, my family didn't know that me and my last ex didn't break up for like the longest time, because I don't like really like to share stuff like that. I mean, one, I really didn't want to hear the "I told you so" shit, or like, "Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna happen" kind of like thing. Because you know shit like that's gonna end up coming from somebody's mouth out of your family, because you have that one asshole in the family who goes, "Oh, I knew that was gonna happen." And I have an asshole like that in my family up here. But still, it's like, you know, dealing with it sucks. And, you know, there have been, you know, good days to the point where I felt better than most, but then there's been days to where it like felt like complete and total misery from start to finish, and it sucks. And at the same time, when you're as alone as I am and as miserable as I am, even your dreams don't make you feel too good, and that's the sucky part. When you can't dream good either, and you're sitting there and your dreams are nightmares, and then you wake up and your life's a nightmare, and you're like, trying to fight for, one little good aspect out of life, it sucks. But that's where you cannot give up, because at the same time, that's where, most people either commit suicide and or become social recluses to the point where they don't really interact very much with anybody, even their own family members. And that's not good. You have to be able to hang out with friends if you have friends. You should be able to hang out with your family. You should be able to find somebody to talk to about your, how you feel. I mean, I don't really have anyone I can actually talk to about how I feel, which is why I actually do this. But, I'm just hoping with these videos, I hope enough of you actually watch it and kind of, understand that, yeah, you may feel this way, but it's not going to be that way forever. And as long as you don't give up, that day will come to the point where you will find that one person or that one thing that will help you not feel that way no more. Whether it be quite literally a relationship, if you're one of those people, because I'm one of those people, and or maybe, you find a career that, like, kind of envelops your life to the point to where now you feel like you're wanted. No, dang, I was waiting for that. Woo. Because there's people who are able to make themselves feel better through their job. You know what I mean? Me, right now, it's just my son. My son's, like, one of the only things that's keeping me grounded and wanting to continue on. Because, I mean, it's heartbreaking when your son's sitting there, going and asking, does everyone have a mommy? And then he goes, well, if everyone has a mommy, why don't I? It's like, that shit hurts. And I mean, he doesn't mean it. He doesn't understand that, him saying that, it's like, damn, dude. And I mean, his mom, she still calls him every once in a while. They talk at least several times a week. It's not like she calls him once every blue moon. No, she calls him at least 2 or 3. No, at least maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 times a week, at least, roughly. And that's really good. It's better than, not at all. And, I still feel bad because, half the time I feel it's my fault that she left. There's times that I feel like, maybe if I just kept my mouth shut, maybe if I just sat there like a good little boy and, just let her do whatever she wanted and, go off, go do whatever she wanted and then come back and, just not say shit and do shit and, just sit there and be miserable, maybe Noah would have his mom. I think that every single day. And, it sucks. Because if I were to do that, then I'm trading my complete and total misery for my son having his mom around. But at the same time, if his mom would have been around, he would be nowhere near as far education-wise, physically, with him walking around on his leg, and, just everything in general since his mom's been gone. Since his mom's been gone, his behavior's gotten better. He's behaved better. I mean, he was quiet and recluse for a little while up until, like, my roommate came into play, which was pretty awesome. I'm really happy about that. I'm happy the fact that he's actually kind of, like, opened up again. Because before he wasn't really too talkative, and he was, like, really, like, held back and reserved. Didn't really like talking to people very much. Now, he's completely changed, which makes me really happy. I'm just hoping he continues on down that way. And I'm hoping eventually his mom actually starts calling him a lot more and actually talks to him a lot more. I'm hoping that also helps him a little bit. But that's why, I want to be able to find that one person, because it's really not mainly for me and how I feel that I want that one person. It's more of, I'm looking for someone who will actually love my son as much as me. And I want to have a woman around who can show him the proper kind of woman that he should look for when it comes to a girlfriend, period. And maybe even a future wife. Something like that. Kind of like how it used to be back in the old days. But, anyways, I think I'm going to call it a video. Damn near almost 40 minutes. So, I hope everyone has a great day, a great night, a great evening, all that great shit. I'm going to continue to get stoned. I hope everyone catches me from the next video. Later, guys.